My name is Birdlord and I'm against Dr.
Against.
I am for.
And I'm for.
I am for doctor-assisted suicide.
Reported cases of suicide due to terminal illness have been growing. Adult patients have always considered ending their lives to get rid of the pain and suffering of the disease. Some ways that patients perform suicide are either done personally or physician-assisted. In all cases and the laws, according to most constitutions, it is illegal to end the life of a human being no matter the circumstances.
People believe in assisted suicide because they believe that somebody should have control over how their life ends, and they also believe that somebody should be able to end their pain and suffering. Why people are against it is because when a terminally ill patient is sick, they end up in the hospice, and the health caregivers there give them the pain management that they need, so they're not in pain and they're not suffering.
Physician-assisted suicide is legal in Canada as long as all the criteria is met and all the safeguards are carefully followed. In order to qualify for physician-assisted suicide, one must be 18 years of age, have stable mental health, and have an illness that is incurable. In order for the illness to be considered incurable, it must cause the patient to have physical or psychological suffering.
So are you for or against doctor-assisted suicide?
I think it's a choice that all individuals should be able to have. Individuals who really want to end their life for terminal reasons if they really want to do it, they're going to find a way to do it on their own. So them doing it in a way that is honoring them and in a medically safe way is probably a better option for them. Do there need to be regulations around it, which is what they've come forth with the government? I would agree that it shouldn't just, but under the right conditions, which is what I think the government has set forth. It's a very important option for individuals.
Well, how would you feel if one of your family members decided to go ahead with doctor-assisted suicide?
If they were terminally ill, it would be their choice. I could probably understand why they'd want to do it. If personally right now, if I think about, for example, my dog, I consider my child. He's up in his years, and when we think about it in terms of our pet, when they're super old and suffering, we often think, okay, it's time to say goodbye to them, and we medically assist them in dying, because it's the humane thing to do than let them suffer. So if we would do this for our pet, why wouldn't we do this for a family member who is cognitively making that choice?
Physician-assisted suicide is legal in 7 countries, including Canada, Belgium, Finland, Germany, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Switzerland. It's also legal in 7 states, including Oregon, Montana, Washington State, Vermont, California, Colorado, and Washington, D.C. Therefore, it is illegal in every other country that was not listed.
There are 2 types of ways to end your life when you're terminally ill: euthanasia and doctor-assisted suicide. Doctor-assisted suicide entails making lethal means available to the patient and to be used at the time of his or her own choosing. Euthanasia is quite different and entails a doctor taking an active role in carrying out the patient's request to end life, which is usually given through a lethal substance through an IV. PAS has 6 steps the physician has to do before they are able to prescribe the patient with lethal pills. Step 1. Clarify the request. Initiate the discussion. The patient has asked for PAS for a reason and you need to find out why. Here are some questions you can ask. What makes you ask about PAS? Who do you want to be involved? What do you think will happen without it? What do you hope to accomplish with PAS? Step 2. Determine the root causes. A human being has 4 dimensions of suffering: physical, psychological, social, and spiritual. Also, you need to take in mind that possible clinical depression is the reason they're asking. Step 3.
A firm commitment to patient.
Make sure the patient knows you want to be their physician until the end, and that being your patient's physician is also mean you're the family's physician. Step 4. Address the root causes. Psychological suffering leads to many of the requests for PAS. Before patient passes, make sure they have everything in order. Some examples could be their family situation, financial situation, domestic chores, kids, and pets. Step 5. Educate the patient on legal alternatives for control and comfort. Patients may be unaware of the emotional planning that goes into physician-assisted suicide. They need to know that refusing treatment will not help their ability to get higher quality end-of-life care. Step 6. Consult with colleagues. Physician-assisted suicide is one of the most challenging things a physician will come across in their practice of medicine. Be afraid to ask someone for help. The doctor gives the patient a lethal cocktail of drugs. The patient has to take the drugs themselves and they cannot be given it by someone. They have to be sane, sound in mind, and not suffering from a mental illness. They go to sleep and then their organs shut down.
What is your opinion on physician-assisted suicide?
That you should have the ability to choose it. If you have a terminal illness or you're going to die in incredible pain, I believe you should have the right to die with some dignity.
Jamie, how would you feel if a family member wanted to go through with doctor-assisted suicide?
I would support them in their decision.
And
Their body, their life, their
I
decision.
could say that you're for assisted suicide.
I believe in certain situations, yes.